us this week as we switch it up a bit and make some shampoo bars. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another installment of What We Do Here. And to everyone returning, hi, welcome, thank you so much for coming back. And to everyone who is new finding this channel, welcome. My name is Brendan. I'm the co-owner of the Rustic Tub, our little bath and body care studio here. And we just do our best on this little magical journey that we call a small business. For today's video, we are doing something that we haven't done in a while on our channel, and that's make shampoo bars. So that's not to say that we don't not make shampoo bars. We make them all the time. It's just, I think it's been almost a year since we made our last shampoo bar on camera. And we're just kind of diving back into that one again, just to show you the different sides of what we do here. We will say, when we started making shampoo bars, we did buy our recipe off of Etsy. There's a lot of stuff you can find there, but from there and from that recipe, we evolved our recipe into what it is today. So although it's based off of this original one, and this is what's great about these small journeys as a small business, if you are doing this as well, you can always start off with another recipe, but make sure to evolve it to be your own. So that's exactly what it is today. So we're going to show you our version of it and go from there. Now, if you are starting your bath and body care journey, whether it be through soaps, through bath bombs, shampoo bars is something that can be really beneficial for your line. And that's because these people who are shopping and who are there to support you are wanting something new that's going to be environmentally friendly, something they can fall in love with. And a shampoo bar is really good for travel-based. It's a little bit more safer for the environment. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot more, because you're not using plastic bottles, harsh chemicals. You're using everything. If you're using ours, you're using everything that's going to be on this table today, which we will go into. But it's also really good to branch out and to show people that you do care for more than just the body, because the head and the hair is just as important, if not a little bit more, with people taking care of it. So now for this one today, we are making our top selling shampoo bar, and that's literally because we sold out and we did get a couple online orders for it. So we're stocking up, we're doing the video for it, we're going to be doing the step-by-step as well. So we're going to be coming along and getting everything measured out. But before that, we're going to dive on into our ingredients that we're using today. Now, to kick this all off, I'm going to be working from my right side, going on down the line with what we're using today. So we're going to go right now with our Bioturgent SCI powder. This is going to give the surfactant portion of your shampoo bar. This is also going to be the body of the shampoo bar. So you'll see later on as we get into that one. We have our avocado oil that's really good as a trans fat carrier oil. That's going to add moisture and draw everything to the skin without clogging the pores. We have our cocamidal propylbutane, which is going to add the bubbling portion of it. That's the best way I can describe it off the top of my head in one go for a take. And then we also use a quinoa protein powder. So that's going to help fortify the hair, make it healthier. It's also going to make it more voluminous and a little bit stronger. We are also using our Dermal Plus and glycerin just to add moisture. So that's going to draw moisture to the body. And then we have our BTMS 225, our acetyl alcohol, and stearic acid. So these are all proteins for the scalp and for the hair as well to keep it healthier longer. This also adds the body to your shampoo bar. For the scent of it today, like I did mention, we are making an orange and bergamot and fir shampoo bar. So we are using our orange essential oil from New Directions, which has been a nice little kickoff to what we are. And the price for this one is super inexpensive. That is one good thing about New Direction. I will cross my fingers on that one and stand by that. They have really good essential oils if you need a new place to look up, and they're Canadian. Our next one is Bergamot and Fir Fragrance Oil from Voyager. So you can use it in a shampoo bar. It's not going to do anything to it. This is a paraben phthalate-free fragrance, so you are safe from those harsh chemicals. This is one of their natural ones that they have. So we like to use that one. And together the combination is our best-selling item that we have on our line. It literally is our best-selling scent in our soap, our shampoo, and even in our body butter that we do. So I'm going to skip over the boring part of measuring out my Bioturgent SCI powder. I'm going to get masked up for it. This is a lung irritant, so it's best to be protected as much as possible. Please wear your mask, eye goggles, gloves as well. I'm going to measure this out off camera so we don't have to see me get dressed up and looking too spooky just yet. And then we're going to continue the video on from the portion of us mixing all of this stuff together. So this is our bowl of SCI and Bioturge that we have just off to the side. So this is already done, pre-measured, ready to go. So it's the two combined together. We're literally going to leave this off to the side for now, and it's going to come back and play the important part when everything is melted down and ready to go. So we're now going to go ahead and get going in with all of our other ingredients. So you'll get to stay tuned for that one. Now, I already have our double little broiler system going on our little hot plate. We did get a new one. Sadly, we do not have the right pots for it. We didn't know that there was such thing as magnetized pots for a hot plate, but you live and learn. So we are going to use our broken, old, reliable one and hope that it's going to melt us down enough so we can make our shampoo bar today. And then with our ingredients list here, we're just going to be breaking it down as we go on. So we're going to be moving our not used ones when used just off to the other side. So you get to see kind of like not the situation, but how we do it all. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started with our avocado oil. And we are doing a half batch just to kind of hold back on everything because we are officially out of SCI powder. So more is coming in the mail, just gotta wait for it. So as of now, just a half batch is fine. Moving on into our BTMS 225. And because we are doing a half batch, a little really is all you need for it. So I'm trying to be very, very calm and collected as I pour this just so I can get my numbers right. Like I said in other videos, if you're like 1 or 2 grams off, it's okay with bath bombs and everything. With shampoo, you do kind of have to be a little bit more tighter just because you want to have the right amount of the proteins and the supplements, avocado oil, glycerin, right amount of moisture. You want to have that right amount there for your customers. So moving into our acetyl alcohol, this is what's going to add protein to the scalp. So this is a very common item found in a lot of cosmetics. And it's essentially a fancy vegetable protein that will restore the proteins of your scalp and your hair. Up next is our stearic acid. Just a little bit for that one. That's going to help add hardness to the bar. Once again, it's another protein restorer to your scalp, so it is a good thing to have. It is another one of those ingredients that is fairly common in a lot of cosmetics. Just throwing in some glycerin now. So like I said, this will be what draws moisture to the scalp, and it's going to help prevent dandruff. You really don't need a lot of glycerin to add to a product to make sure that you get that moisture barrier. That you saw me do like 1 drop, and that was good. Now to wrap out our first batch, we're throwing in quinoa protein. And this stuff will make hair healthier, longer. It'll feel shinier and smoother. So it's almost a conditioning compound as well that we throw in. And with this batch done, we're putting this in the double broiler, and we're going to move on to the next portion. So I'll change the camera angle up so it's a little bit more exciting. Instead, I feel like you're probably just going to be watching a Martha Stewart cooking special, and I have nothing hidden under here to show up right away unless I do some real magical editing. So this is going in, we're melting it down, and then we're going to move the camera down so you can see our next step. With the camera angle changed, we're moving on to the next one, and we are just doing our cocamidal propylbutane, doing our small mixture of that one. This is what's going to add the bubbling factor into your list, so we're just going to get our amount that we need for it, and then we're going to put it off to the side very shortly. Before we do that, though, we are going to go in with a citron dye from Fizz Fairy, and it's just because we like to add color to a lot of our products. And you do not need a lot. So you're going to see this batch right here really kind of mix up in there. So you can see if we tip it forward how vibrantly yellow that was just from that little scoop. And you're probably wondering, why are they making it yellow for an orange and bergamot? And it's because we wanted to go with the citrus color, because bergamot is from a citrus tree. Orange is from a citrus family. And we honestly, the first time we made it, mixed the wrong color, and it was a yellow one that we put in. And we stuck with it ever since because it really draws people in. So long story short, it was a happy accident that stayed. With that batch out of the way, we're going to move on to our third portion of this, and this is just going to help set us apart while everything melts. It gets us ahead a little. We're just adding in our preservative into this batch right here. This one will be a separate one for the end. Once again, because it's a half batch, a little goes a long way. From here on out, just going to go ahead and add in our natural fragrance of the bergamot, to wrapping it out with our essential oil of the orange. And as you can see, we definitely need a restock. And this will be our mixture that goes in at the end. From here on out, while everything is melting down over there before the next process, I just go ahead and prep for the next part. So we're getting a little sheet with a parchment paper on it just so nothing sticks. And then we're going to be getting a couple things of plastic wrap, and I'll show you our shampoo bar mold that we're going to use. All right, so this is the shampoo bar mold that we use. It is a 3-piece mold. We 3D printed it and we converted it to the size that we have. These kind of molds are available everywhere. We got these off of Etsy and we just got the STL file, so we're able to download it. We're able to switch the size from Bamboo Labs and go from there, set it to print, and we have our mold ready to go. So now that we're kind of set up for everything to go forward, we just got to wait for everything to melt. And from there, I will see you very shortly when we're ready for that step. If you can make it out from here, everything has melted down. That means it's ready for our next step. And that just means that we are just adding in our cocamidopropylbutane with our color. So mind my hand as I add that. Get it all in, and it will somewhat kind of turn into a wax down below, so you can kind of see it looks like a lotion. You just go ahead, stir that in to get it going, and then it will dissolve very shortly, which means we will be ready to move very quickly onto our next portion. Here we go. As you can see, I am masked up because we are going to be working with our SCI and bioturge, and it is a irritant to the lungs, so it's not fun when you have to breathe it in. So we have everything melted down. The next portion is you're just going to be adding little by little of your SCI and bioturge into the bowl, and you're just going to be making sure that it all gets fully combined until you add the next scoop. Now, as you can see, the kicker to adding a dry powder to a liquid turns it into a very thick taste. So this is exactly what we're going for. Eventually, as we keep going, it's going to get harder and harder to scoop and mix everything in. And that just means that we are doing it correctly. And eventually, you're going to get to a point where if you can see that clearly, it's going to start looking like a really dry dough. That is your sign to put it back on heat. You can zap it in the microwave or you can put it back on the burner. It'll be your sign to throw it in for a couple seconds just to get everything more fluid again. And you just want it to be as fluid as possible. It's still going to be thick, but you want it to be as fluid as possible so you can keep mixing in your powder. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to zap this in the microwave, get it to a more liquid, oozy state, and we're just going to keep adding more. Okay, so when you get it out of the microwave, it can fluff up a little bit, and that's just everything kind of combining, working together. That is okay. Nothing is wrong with it if it does happen. Think of it like a campfire marshmallow. From here on out, I'm literally just repeating the process. I'm going to be adding in the powder into the mixture. And then once it gets to that dry dough again, I will be going into the microwave. This is a back and forth little step-by-step time for it. Take your time with it, get everything incorporated. Shampoo bars, although they are great, you have to be super patient. Another piece about shampoo bars, and it might be important, it might not be important, definitely get a good, strong spatula for it. If you go to, and I will name drop IKEA, if you go to IKEA and you get like the $2 spatulas, they will break so easily eventually when you start mixing everything because, like I said, this is going to get harder and harder to mix as you go on. So get a good, durable spatula. that's going to last you more than making 2 rounds of shampoo bars. All right, from this point, we do have a texture of very soft Play-Doh. And because you use a preservative in this because you want it to last as long as possible, you want it to be the right temperature. So ours is at the perfect point right now. And depending on your preservative, each one is temperamental to temperatures. So we have one that's very easy. You can do it at a higher rate, and there's less fallback for it. The only thing is if you use the wrong one, then your oils can seep out and you don't really have a full bar of shampoo for that. So I'm just going to go ahead, scoop it out with our preservative and our scent. This is going to soften up your batter by a lot, so just be prepared for that one while you're working through with it. This is completely normal. Nothing to fear. It will solidify very, very fast as we work with it. Okay, so as you can see, it has the texture of a very soft gelato ice cream. I'm going to go ahead, put this off to the side, and clean up our station as we move on to the next part. Before we start pressing our shampoo bar shape, I actually like to split the batter into the pieces it's going into. And for me, it's just because it cools down the batter a lot quickly, meaning I can press it out a lot faster. And on really super busy days, it helps because if I have multiple of these going on, I can keep working constantly and I can put the batter on the side on the pan. And when they're cool enough, I just press them out and boom, done. So mainly for this portion, I just go ahead, I split the batter out little by little until I get my desired weight. This is up to you for however you want to split your shampoo bars. We normally go with a 2.75 ounce bar, and that's just what we work with for us. You can have yours any way you want. Ultimately, this is your product. You are the boss. Also, it should be said very, very carefully, the batter is hot. So please be careful when you're working with this. As you can see, I am just scraping it off the spatula from my finger that is gloved, nice and safe. So I go ahead, I work as quickly as possible. I'm going to go ahead and change this out after, just so we can have proper clean gloves for the pressing of it. And you can do you. You can let the batter literally cool down for your desired effect, just however long you need to have it. I like to get it done as quickly as I possibly can because you never know how busy your day is going to get. As well, with this half batch that we do have, we always have a little room to create a tester bar. And I like to create tester bars for people who are unsure about the products that we have. It gives us an excuse to give it out. It's great if you have an online order, if people order shampoo bars of other scents, and I was about to say flavors, but it's definitely scents. So it kind of gives an excuse to give these to people who order it online. It's great for little gifts for people who don't really know what your products do and how they react. So we always like to have a couple on hand, just in case if we're ever at a market or a show and someone is like, I've always wanted to try, but I don't want to fully commit. This is just a nice little tester. Since we already have extras on the side, it's no harm in showcasing to someone what your products do. And we always find that if you are showcasing to someone, you are kind to them, you explain it, 9 times out of 10, we have seen people return just to get more. With everything ready to go off to the side now, we are finally ready to prep for pressing. We just let our shampoo bars harden up a tiny bit. We still want them to be soft and malleable and pliable for this mold. So we're going to go ahead and put the plastic wrap in it. So we do have one side that's shorter. That is the side that we will leave on the ground. And that's just easier for us to pop out the shampoo bar. So we just go ahead, lay the sheet flat, and then we're going to move it over just to kind of encompass it. I don't want it to be super tight because you need movement in there for it. So eventually, this piece as well will move on up. And then I'm going to bring the camera angle down just so you can see the process of what we do. Getting ready now, just to press everything out, I'm spraying it down with a little bit of 99%. This is just going to release everything a lot easier from the molds. It's not going to let the shampoo bar stick, and it's going to give a smooth finish to it. So I'm not pressing too hard down on this mold. I just want to get the shape of it. It's not like a bath bomb where everything has to be confined to one space. you want to be able to have as much of the shampoo bar as possible. So I'm going to slowly get it out from that side, release it from the plastic wrap, flip it on over, and you're ready to go. So these little divots in there, it's honestly, for me, it bothered me at first, but going through it now, I really love having these little textural patterns in there because it really does show that we handmade our products for our customers. Also, you can see that there is still residue from the shampoo bar that does stay onto the plastic wrap. Just imagine how that would be if it wasn't on there and how difficult it would be for us to remove from the mold if we didn't have that in play. So even if it was dry plastic wrap or even if it was the mold itself, it would be very hard because you do have to have a little bit of a loosening up patient grip when unmolding these. So I'm going to go ahead, finish out our other ones, and I'll see you when we're done with the shampoo bars. And with them pressed, there you have it. We're going to go ahead, let them cure overnight, so about 12 hours, and they'll be good to use. They're good to use right now, but you do want them to harden up. And we do have our little tester one off to the side. So like I said, this is one that we send out with orders or with people who are unsure about wanting to try our product and they're new to it and they want to get like a little baby step into it. And since they are done, that means we are done for this week's episode. So thank you so much for tuning in, watching through, getting through my monologue at the beginning, which seems to be a very common thing that's happening. And if you like what you see, please don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We do our best to upload every week. I know we do shorts as well. We try to do our best there. And we also do have our other social medias as well, if you'd like to give us a little look out over there. And for always, we do have our recipes on our Patreon. So this is our half batch that will be on there too. If you want to go over there and show some love, I won't say no. And until next time, thank you so much. We will see you all again. Bye, everyone.